On this episode, we'll be having a look at the new Samsung 2021 AI Addwash washing machine, which is the top of the range 9 kg washer. So let's jump right into it. So first of all, we start with the new design that they have. I really love the colors that they chose for this. You have a look, they've got the nice finish, this nice silver finish that adds a touch of class in any laundry, and a nice big black door, sort of a black bluish color, which I really love. It makes it pop. And obviously Samsung white, which is amazing for laundry appliances. As we jump right into it, let's have a look at the other improvements that they've made to this washing machine. We see that they've done away with the touch with the buttons, the normal buttons, and now it's just touch buttons. You've got your power button over here, which you just press, and then you've got your start button or play button, and then you've got other buttons on your right there. There's about 4 or 5 on the other side, which is pretty cool. Touch sensitive. And I really love how they've made some tactile buttons, which are really useful for anyone who's blind or vision impaired. You can see that you can read, you can actually feel for that and use those functions, which is pretty good. I really loved how they've included everyone in this design. Pretty awesome. Now let's move on to soap and fabric softener. So as we move on there, we can see that Samsung's added this to this model, and that if you want to wash, it's really good that all you do is you just add your clothes in there and you just press play. So first thing, you've got your softener going in there, and then you've got your washing powder or your liquid. Actually, the washing powder goes in there because it's not automatic, and your liquid goes in here. So that's the auto detergent, which you put in there. It's really good in that for all those busy moms and dads, boys and girls, you can just put your clothes in and press start, and that'll be it. All you need to do then is come and get your clothes. Pretty awesome. Let's have a look at the wash cycles that they have in this model. So to select a wash cycle on this one, all you have to do is you've got this dial which you use to select your cycles, and you can cycle through the different cycles for the different fabrics you have. So what they've done is there's different cycles, settings for different fabrics to optimize in every wash. So you can see with this dial, you have got it cottons to start with, and it's washing at 40 degrees. It's got 2 rinse cycles, 1400 RPM spin speed, and that's just an additional functions button. So cycling through, we've got AI wash, which is something, it just adjusts to your wash style. It looks at how you wash every day, and then when you put your clothes in, it'll just like determine how you want to wash it. It's an automatic thing, it's an AI thing, artificial intelligence. It does its thing. Moving on, so all these things you can adjust these settings. You've got a quick 15-minute wash, which I know a lot of people will love using. This is a pretty good cycle, and that will be a cold wash, 3 rinse cycles, spinning at 800 RPM. Now you might go, I like to wash it a bit warm, so you can actually make like a 30-degree wash or something, but just notice that the more you add time and other things to it, like the more you add temperature and all that, will add to your wash time. So you need to watch out for that if you're going to do the quick cycles. Cycling through, we've got a super speed, fast, effective wash cycle, quick 39, which might be useful for an everyday wash. Then intense cold wash. So with all the cycles, they actually tell you what time it takes and how much you can actually wash in there. The maximum for this one is a 4 kg wash. Cottons, eco, synthetics, it's delicate. So there's a wash cycle for everything that you need to wash. Towels, bedding. Now I know it says bedding there, but you're not actually supposed to wash bedding in there in terms of doonas and blankets. You can wash doona covers and sheets and all that, but the actual blanket or doona is just too heavy for any front load washing machine. Those are good for the laundromat. They can stay at the laundromat. So moving on, we've got shirts for an everyday wash. If you got a shirt and stuff like that, so you can use that setting, which is pretty good. So there's just different cycles that you can cycle through and use, which is pretty cool. There's a cycle for everyone that you can use, which is good. Moving on, the buttons, we've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all in all, there's 8 buttons. Obviously, the first one is the one for your power, your on off. Then this one is to start or stop the cycle. Then this one is sort of your OK or confirm button, which has got this little like 0 on it. All these buttons are touch sensitive. Just make sure your hands are not wet when you start touching them, otherwise it will just go beep, 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 beep. And then you've got your temperature controls over here, how many rinse cycles you have, so you can adjust all these things, you can play around with them. The more you play around with them, the more or less time it adds onto the duration of the cycle. So just keep that in mind. And then you've got your spin speed here. That's how much it wrings out the water from the clothes. Obviously, the faster it goes, the more water it takes out of your clothes. So that's something to be mindful of. And then right here, you notice this little hand or fingers with this plus sign. That's your extras button. So you can press the extras button, and then you use this dial to select your extras. So you can have pre-wash, which you can turn on if you want, or in intensive wash, bubble soak. So bubble soak is like, it mixes a lot of water with bubbles and washing powder or liquid, and then that way it washes better from the get-go. So another feature that Samsung has put on there, the BubbleWash or Eco Bubble mode. Then dose per wash, so you can adjust how much it puts in the auto dispense. So you can put medium, high, low, or off. So you can actually turn it off and add the detergent manually if you don't like doing this automatic thing. Just be mindful that if you're putting in manually, don't put too much, just maybe pre-mix it in a little container, and that way it will wash properly, especially when you're doing the shorter cycles. That way the washing machine washes nice and smooth. And then, so you got a lot of different cycles. The one that's really nice is the My Cycles function. So you can actually select your own cycles and set them on here. Something that I really like to touch on is the Samsung SmartThings app, which will actually help you with that My Cycles function. How good is it that if you use that SmartThings app, I really love it, I've used it, you can just put your clothes in, get back on the couch, get the remote, start watching whatever you were watching, and you can get the washing machine to start washing. Or you've gone to work, you can actually get it to start washing while you're still at work, and actually it's amazing. So we'll have a look at how the SmartThings app works and how to connect it to this washing machine in another video, which I will be posting after this one. Be sure to subscribe if you're interested in having a look at how that works and how it will work out for you. But I think it's worth it. I love it. While you're at that, gently smash that like button because it will help out this channel a lot. Or subscribe. I promise not to annoy you. Helps this channel a lot to have other people see this content and be able to get this helpful info. So if you found any value in this video, I'll be posting a whole lot more videos on these. I actually also post videos on how to fix your washing machine if it ever breaks down. So I touch on a lot of brands. So it'll be handy to just keep in your inbox or somewhere on YouTube, knowing that if your washing machine breaks down, there is a treasure trove of how to fix simple issues and save dollars. All right, let's keep going. So that's your extras function, and you can actually, if you press and hold it, you can actually get the extra system function. So if you turn the dial, you've got water hardness, which you can adjust, medium, high, low, depends what it is. Softener, so you can add the softener concentration if you want more or less. AI pattern, you can switch off the AI. So the AI is artificial intelligence learning how you like washing. If you don't like AI too much, you can just turn it off to suit your preferences. And as we move on, we've got alarm on, so you can actually turn off the alarm that plays at the end of the cycle if you don't like that. Calibration Wi-Fi, so you can turn on Wi-Fi on and off. Depends what you're after. Wi-Fi is really useful if you want to use the SmartThings app, but if you see yourself not using the SmartThings app, you can turn it off. And so yeah, there's a whole lot of other functions on here. Language and factory reset. So you can actually change the language into different languages. Let's have a look. Get English, Australian English. That's all you get. All right. Yeah, you can get other languages as well. It's just this market. All right. So then the other thing that's going to be really useful for a lot of people is child lock. You actually get child lock on this, which will lock all these buttons and dials and actually also the door. So the door won't be able to be used during the cycle. So we've all had that situation where a child comes in and then they just touch everything, and then you come and you think the washing's done, but alas, they've touched everything and it's, yeah. So what you want to do is you can actually turn on the child lock. So you press the extras function and you can get the child lock. So pretty cool. You can turn it on, turn it off, whatever you choose, you can do it, which is pretty cool. The other thing I want to touch on is delay end. So say you've come late from work, or you don't want to wait up for the clothes to finish washing, you can use a time delay. So time delay is sort of like you can set it to start washing at a certain time. You can say, okay, I'll be back from work in say about, say 10 hours or 7 hours, whatever time you can set it to start washing at a certain time. So this one you can say I'll start washing at like 11 p.m. maybe because that's the off-peak time for your energy provider, so you can save some electricity. Or you don't want to hear too much noise of the washing machine washing. Not that this one makes a lot of noise. This is very silent. Something's done a really good job with their VRT technology keeping this machine silent. So no worries about that. But that's a pretty handy function to have, because you don't want your clothes just sitting in there and creasing. You just want them to, say if you've gone to work, when you come back, just as you're walking in, it's finishing washing and you can take your clothes out of the washing machine. Another thing we need to touch on is the add door function, which I know a lot of people want to know about. So add door function is just this bit. So you can actually, we've all had the situation where you forget something like a sock or some delicates, and the wash is going. So and then you not able to stop it during the wash cycle. So this is pretty handy in that you can just pause it and press that, and then just add it in there. Just be mindful that you won't be able to add like bulky big things in there because it's a small entry. It's a small door. If you try to force things in there, you might break the washing machine. So don't do that. Also, the other thing is like it will also be able to open the door. You can also open the door if it's not above 60 degrees or if there's not too much water inside. So you can actually do that, which is pretty cool. So that's one feature that I really love about this washing machine, where you can use this add door function. Wash capacity wise, how much is 9 kilos? Now with washing machines, it's more about the volume than it is about the actual weight. So that 9 kgs or 7 kgs, whatever kilos your current washing machine is right now, they actually use wet weight. It's not anything to do with dry weight. And I'm not sure if anyone has a scale in the laundry, I don't know, for whatever reason. And wetting those clothes and putting them on a scale sounds like a lot of work. So I'll show you a little workaround. The way you're supposed to load a washing machine, your maximum wash load is actually halfway up the door. So about there, that's it. Halfway up the door, half is enough. That's it. If you're putting in more than that, it's too much. And obviously no blankets, no dooners, it's too heavy when it gets wet. If you're doing towels, maybe do 3 or 4 at a time, and that will work out for you. In terms of maintenance, so this is pretty big. You can suit a family maybe of 3, 4. And the other thing you need to watch out for is you just don't cram everything in there. If you want to save on energy, use the time delay function and wash off peak and do it in separate washes. That way your clothes will wash better and the washing machine will last longer. Just think of it as when you're hand washing, you don't put a whole heap of clothes and try to wash them all at once. You just wash bit by bit. So you can see these paddles in here. So there's like 3 paddles in there. So you go 1, 2, 3. So all those need to be in constant contact with your clothes. And then that's what creates a better wash. If you ever wondered how a washing machine washes nicely, that's what you need. You need volume. Now, in terms of maintenance for this washing machine, there is a filter on the bottom right hand corner, like most front load washing machines. This is where all the lint and things you leave in your pockets, they'll all end up in there. So make sure you check that regularly, and I mean every 3-4 months, because what happens is if you leave it too long, you might get something stuck in there. And if this thing has a problem, it will give you an error code. It'll say, oh, something stuck in there. And then you go, okay, I'll open that. So to open this, you just go press it in. This comes out. And you twist this cap anti-clockwise until it comes all the way out. I'd highly recommend you put a towel underneath because a bit of water is going to come out when you take it out. And then when you're done, close it. Yeah, so that's how you clean the washing machine. 3-4 months spending. If you're good with checking your pockets, you'll hardly have anything in there. And as I said, I'll be posting a video on how to control it with the Smart Control or the Smart Things app, which is pretty cool. Thank you, Samsung, for a great washing machine. To recap everything I've said, why do you need to get this washing machine? Do you recommend it? Do I think it's a good purchase? I mean, this is the top of the line ones, about 1,500, 1,400 Australian. The other one, which I reviewed, is about $700 at the moment, so almost like half. I'd say for the looks and for the capacity, this is 9 kilos, the other one's 7 kilos. So I'd say this is well worth it because you get an extra 2 kilos wash capacity and the finish is just premium. You know, you can't put a price on something that looks this nice. I mean, the black is a good finish, but I really prefer this one. And of course, definitely, the big winner for me is the auto dispense function. I just love the idea of putting your clothes in there and then just getting back on the couch and just pressing start from your phone or your tablet and not having to worry about how much you put in every time and how much softener, how much detergent you put in there. It just takes care of that itself, which I really love, which is really convenient for all the busy mums and dads out there. That is a game changer because all you need to do is load and go and do something else, wash the dishes or something, and then that will take care of itself. I'll be posting more videos on how to use this washing machine. If you get stuck or if you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment in the comments section below. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Really helps us a lot. Thanks for checking us out. I'll see you next time.